Hi guys, my name's John Pemberthy, I'm 21. I actually live in the UK, but I travel a fair bit, and I'm currently in Miami, Florida, shooting this video for you. And if it's okay with you, I'd love to just take a couple minutes to just show you how I went from literally flat broke, I was earning minimum wage as a chef, to now living the lifestyle that I just mentioned, earning 6 figures a year online. So before I do that real quick, I just want to show you some income proof. Not to brag or to boast, but just to show you that I really am the real deal, that I'm walking the walk, not just talking the talk, and that I really am making the money that I'm talking about. So real quick, I've got myself logged in on my iPad here, and I just want to show you inside my account, show you the kind of money that I've been earning. And here I am logged into one of my online accounts. And if we go ahead and click on commissions, we'll see how much total income I've generated. And if we add all this up, it comes to a total of $262,621, and that was made in under a year. And if we go to the earned tab here, this is the exact amount of profit that have actually been sent directly to my bank account, okay? And that's $211,251.80. And the amounts in pending, holdback and holding, these are the amounts that are soon to be released. And now if I go ahead and log into another area of my account, you can see my name up here on the right. Payout to date is $222,359.84 because I earn a little bit more on this account. And if you see the dates down here on the right, the income in green here is how much is being paid into my online account here, and in red is how much I'm then sending to my bank account. So in the last, let's say 10 days here, you can see I've sent over $18,000 direct to my bank account for me to do whatever I want with. And just to be clear, the fact that I've made this much money is in no way a guarantee that you're going to make the same amount of money as me. In fact, you might make a lot less, or you might even make a lot more, or you might make nothing at all, because quite frankly, I don't know who you are, I don't know what kind of person you are, and if you do nothing with the information that I'm going to share with you, then you'll obviously make nothing. But if you really truly take action on the information that I'm going to share with you inside of this video, then truly the sky is the limit. But listen, it wasn't always like this. In fact, I struggled for about the first year and a half of trying to make money online. I bought every affiliate program, every product, I bought into everything that promised me that they'd help me make money online, and everything failed me. So the first year and a half, I made absolutely zero money, not even 1 cent. And I know a lot of you watching this video can probably relate to me. In fact, a lot of you have probably been trying even longer than me and still not seen any success. And I remember spending thousands upon thousands on these different trainings and coachings and programs that promised me the world and didn't deliver. And I was working as a chef at the time on a minimum wage, so it's around about $1,000 to $1,200 bucks per month, so it's just about enough to live on. And so I was really struggling. I remember getting down to my last 40 to 50 bucks, and I remember reading a sales page. I will never forget it. It's so clear in my head right now. I read this sales page, and the product was about 40 bucks. And again, they promised me in the sales video that I was going to make a ton of money, and so I bought into it with my final money. When it didn't work, I remember I was quite angry because I had no money left. Because working as a chef minimum wage, spending all this money was a lot for me, and getting down to broke, I then had no more options. And I just hit that point where I was ready to quit. I was ready to just take the advice of my friends and people that were speaking negativity upon this idea of building a business. And I'm sure maybe you can relate to that as well. Maybe you've got family members or friends just saying this is a dream that you're trying to conjure up and it's not possible. And that's the point that I got to, where I was just believing this negative influences on me, that this just wasn't possible. And I was at the point right then, I was out of money. I tried the last program that promised me these riches, and I was ready to quit. In that moment, I just said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm just going to have to continue staying in this corporate job, and that's going to be the rest of my life. That's what I'm going to be doing from now on. I'm never going to be able to succeed as an entrepreneur. I'm never going to succeed as having a business online. Although that was my dream and what I really wanted to strive towards, I had just hit a point where this just didn't seem possible anymore, and I was ready to give up. And I remember having a really important conversation with my parents, my mum and my dad, because they were the most supportive people in my life. Every idea that I had, everything that I wanted to try and achieve, and all these business ideas that I was going into, they always supported me. They never said you can't do it. They always said you can. And although I had negative people in my life as well who would talk negativity to me, I'd always go for them for a pick-me-up, if you like. So I went to them and I said, look guys, I'm at the point where I'm ready to quit. This is just not working. I've spent the thousands that you've seen me spend, and it's just not working out. Nothing is actually succeeding for me. And I remember that they both said the same thing to me. They said, John, you can do this. You can do this. And they reminded me of the people online that I knew were doing it.
I could look online and I could see real money being made. I could see real systems that people were using to achieve this lifestyle that I shared with you earlier on. And so they reminded me, John, you can do this, there's other people doing it, so it's something that is obviously learnable. And that was what I needed. I spoke with them for probably an hour or two, and they got me back on track, and they said, John, don't give up, you can do this. And that's the message that I want to bring to you right now. Before I talk about how I then actually succeeded and got this to work, guys, do not give up, because that's the key. You can build this business online. People are doing it. I'm living proof. I hit rock bottom, nothing was working for me. Finally, I found a system which I'm going to share with you in just a couple minutes that actually worked. So never give up, because you can achieve this lifestyle. Just make sure you're surrounding yourself with the positive people that are speaking that kind of influence in you that's going to keep you trying. So I took that drive, that fresh drive that I had, and I just carried on. I plodded along. I worked hard actually. In fact, I went to my job as a chef, and I was working sometimes 12-hour days. So I'd come home sometimes at midnight, I'd be tired, exhausted, but I would go straight to my computer, I'd open up that computer, and I would be on there until the early hours of the morning just trying to figure this thing out. I knew people were doing it, so every time that I felt down and felt like this wasn't possible, I reminded myself that there are people doing it, so it's something that I can learn. So even though I was tired, I was frustrated, I'd come home sometimes into the early hours of the morning, and I'd just be working and researching this thing and trying to figure it out for myself. I didn't trust these programs anymore, or these people that were telling me it was possible. I decided I'm going to work this thing out myself, and so I did that. And then I would work into the early hours of the morning, back up again at 9 AM, back off to do my cooking and my chefing, and then again into this cycle of working in the morning anytime I could. And I remember so clearly the moment when everything changed, when things started to fall into place, and this was all worthwhile. I remember I found a system that actually finally worked for me, a system that I just bought and I applied, and I started to take action on, and it just started to fall into place. I remember logging into one of my online accounts where for years I would log in and check how much money I made for that day, and it would always be a big fat zero every single day. And then one day I logged on, and I remember looking in there and there were some numbers, and it changed it for me. It changed my mindset, my outlook on this business and what was possible. Because I remember logging in and I saw a few $100s, and although it wasn't much, it changed my belief in this system, because I finally found a system that would actually produce income. So at that point, all I had to do is then scale up. I found something that worked, I found something that actually made money, and so then I just had to apply it, and continue to take action on what I just learned. So I remember doing just that. I was continuing to take action. I was learning and applying, and my income just kept growing. It was going from hundreds of dollars to thousands to tens of thousands, and then up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I remember calling my parents at the very beginning and saying, Mum, Dad, it has all been worth it. And it's finally been paying off all those years of not making any money, but just knowing that this is possible, it's finally coming true. And they were obviously just over the moon for me, and it just kept growing from there, from a few $100 to $1,000 to tens of thousands of dollars, and then unbelievably to hundreds of thousands of dollars. And now I see that this is just so possible, and obviously now I do this full time and I travel the world, and I'm actually speaking on stages of up to 6,000 people, empowering them and teaching them to do what I've been doing, and to make this kind of money and this lifestyle using the power of the internet. But just one more quick disclaimer: I'm not guaranteeing the exact same results for you, because I can't possibly do that. I don't know who you are, but what I am saying is that with this system that I've been using, which I'm going to let you get your hands on in just a second, it's so possible. You might make a lot more than me, you might make a lot less. It's all down to you and how much action you take. So now what I want to do is actually introduce you to the very system that I've been using to have this success online. It's not actually a system that I created, it's a system that my now good friends Chris Jones and Chris Campbell created, and there'll be a link just below this video. If you go ahead and click on that, that will take you to their presentation showing you the system, how it works, and how you're going to be able to make money with it. So go ahead and click the link below if you feel like this is something that you want to check out and see what it's all about. But I promise you, if you do that, if you click on that link and take action what Chris Jones and Chris Campbell teach you, like I did, I promise you it has the power to change your life if you let it. Okay, so I'll see you over there in just a second. Go ahead and click on the link, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.